as the Inventor Lady. Today we're going to talk about trade shows. I've been getting a lot of questions about trade shows. So the first thing, and they are not all alike, believe me. So first thing, what are you trying to accomplish? If you are trying to accomplish a product launch, then you need to be at an industry level show, a private, professional show, not one that is open to the public. And we'll talk a little bit about that as we go through the session. Another one is that if you're just trying to sell inventory, you've got some extra inventory, you want to go to a community trade show, really then you look at calculating how many units do you have to sell minus how much it costs you to make them to cover the cost of the booth. And we always want to know, what are our dollars and cents? What makes sense to you and what are you trying to accomplish? The worst ones to go to are the inventor shows. They're all over the country. They will have big shows, if you're an inventor, come and do this. If you're trying to license your product, come to this show. No, it's a feeding frenzy and you are the main course. Everyone is trying to sell you services. Stay away from them. It doesn't matter how much lipstick you put on a shark. They are still going to eat you. And they will tell you anything and everything to get you to buy their services. Stop, stop, stop. Okay, so back to the professional shows. When we're launching a product and Archimedes OffSpring, our goal is to get you teed up and down the line and ready to launch at a professional show. There's several reasons why we're going to the show. One is to kind of test the waters on the product as far as price points, packaging, who would be interested in buying it. These are all important things that a licensee is going to want to know. So when we're teeing up the projects, those professional shows, and there is a professional show for everything. One of the big ones that we go to is the National Hardware Show because there's so many industries that are covered in the National Hardware Show. Hardware is kind of a misnomer. It's tools and plumbing and electric and car and pet and home and garden and pools and barbecue. There's a lot of things that are covered at the National Hardware Show. It's huge, but it's also manageable. There's other shows that are just spread all over the place. So you really want to look for something that is contained under, basically one roof, like a convention center. So they're large, but at least they're not all over town. When we're going to the show, a lot of times I'll try to, if it's something besides the National Hardware Show, it's MedTrade, which is for home health care, maybe ABC Kids Expo. I went to the Toy Astra, which is the American Specialty Toy Retailers Association. Sometimes we'll try to marry a couple of inventors together so you're sharing expenses. It makes it easier for you and you don't have to be there all by yourself. One thing about going to the National Hardware Show, if you fit into home gadget products, is that there's a team of people there. So you can get out and you can work the floor. Going by yourself to a trade show is really hard. You've got to be in your booth the whole time, and you also can't give up the advantages of walking the floor and meeting other people. So it's really tough. Never go alone. You've got to have somebody who knows what they're doing go with you. I travel with and for inventors all the time. And it always makes me laugh when I go and I meet somebody and said, well, my husband is, he's the inventor and he's not here right now. He had to go and talk to these people and I don't really know what's going on. My husband is here with me and, we meet together. My wife is the inventor, same thing. My wife is the inventor and she's not here right now for whatever reason. You've got to have someone with you who can talk the talk for you if you're not there. And you can't be there all the time. It's exhausting. I always tell people, dress from the shoes up. Your feet are your most important asset when you go to a show. So when we go to the show, then exactly how are we teeing this up? Depends again on where you are in the process. If you've got inventory to sell and you can sell to some small shop owners, that's great. They are going to hit you then with that multiple of 5 real fast. You've got to be ready for it. When we're looking for licensees, the store owners can be our best friend, even though you can't fill an order. If they're interested, the question then is, who do you know that manufactures these types of products for you? Oh, well, John does that. Sally's our rep for this manufacturer. A lot of times they're the ones who can introduce us to the proper people for licensing. Those trade shows, those professional trade shows, They're reconnaissance missions for us. We're on a search to find the right people. And so when you're going, walking the floor is just as important as being in the booth space. Being able to get out there and talk to other people who are selling similar projects, meet the people that they know, gathering information. We do the hard work after the show, which is to sit down and go through the leads and the contacts that we've received, check in with people, find out who they know. Sometimes we'll get offers at the show. When somebody is really pushing you to sign a contract at the show, that's generally not the one you want to sign. There is nothing so good or so important that you have to sign it at the show. We want to be able to do kind of a background check on the licensee. We want to know that that licensee is who they say they are, that they have a good reputation. And this is what Archimedes OffSpring provides you, is that vetting process, not just for your invention to see if you fit, but for the proper licensee. All right. We're your team when we go out the door. We are looking to protect you and the investor. So when you're looking for shows, look for the proper industry, right? I've been to the National Asphalt Show. It wasn't a very big show, but it was a very productive show. There are the National Beverage Show. There is a show for everything. And sometimes there's a couple of different shows. I know MedTrade does one in Las Vegas and one in Atlanta, 2 different times of year. So there could be something on your side of the Mississippi. And so you want to look for that. If you're going to the one that's open to the public, you really have to ask yourself what you're trying to accomplish. Licensees are generally not there. So if it's just to sell inventory, that might work for you. And again, count your numbers, understand how many you have to sell and how big that show is. What's the niche? Those are some of the important things that you ask yourself when you're trying to get teed up for a trade show. They are expensive, right? And it doesn't matter if it's one that's open to the public or the professional show. Those dollars are dear dollars by the time you get that far down the line. You've spent a lot of money. Now, it's less expensive than hiring someone to do market research for you. But nonetheless, you've got to pay for everything, including a trash can when you walk through those doors. And don't let anyone touch your stuff if you don't know who they are. Because if it's union, you are going to pay for it. And you don't always get that invoice until after the fact. So, if someone offers to help you, how much is it going to cost? Every once in a while, it's just a nice guy looking to help you get across the threshold. Better safe than sorry. All right. Always ask. They want to sell you anything and everything. So again, ask, how much is it? Those are good questions to ask. Always. Don't go alone. All right. Understand that you've got to be able to be in 2 places at one time. And I still have not found out how to clone myself. Our inventions, all right, the ones that we help you get to market, yours. All right. Inventors want to hold on to them. All right. Once you're patent pending, go and show it. Get it out there. If you're worried about showing the product in the marketplace after you're patent pending, you use the wrong attorney. Find one that's going to stand behind their work and say, yes, by all means, go and show it. Because you can't have everybody who's walking by you in a trade show sign a non-disclosure. And yet you're making a public disclosure. So understand what you're doing. Right? And again, this is part of what Archimedes does, is help get you geared up for the show. Have people who can go with you, protect your interest and our interest in the fact that we've got skin in the game now. We're working with you. And so I want to make sure, that you're asking the right questions when you're teeing yourself up to go to a show. A good invention is like a child. You conceive it, you nurture it, it sucks you dry, you throw it out. And until you throw it out there, it will never grow up and be big and take care of you. So keep in mind what you're trying to accomplish here. All right. Most inventors are not doing this for the good of mankind. All right. We are trying to make money off of the products. And so getting it teed up, doing the right steps. We've gone over everything now. You get a professional search done, an independent set of eyes on this. You use a registered patent attorney. Now you're looking at getting prototypes done. And where are we going to manufacture a short run? And we'll go back over these things again. If you've got questions, please let me know. We have service providers that we know and trust who can help you. All right. Our goal is to get it teed up for that trade show, that professional level show where we can go and hunt for a licensee. A lot of times we've already got licensees waiting to see it, but the product launch is at a trade show, a professional trade show where you can get visibility, media coverage, market input on it. That's what we're looking for. So join the team. ArchimedesOffSpring.com. Rita at Archimedes Offspring is my email address. You can also go to Inventor Lady. Find the Inventor's Galaxy Guide. That's going to walk you through these steps, the 7 phases of getting to the marketplace. And then the link right next to it is for Archimedes Offspring. So join us. Join the team. Help us reinvent the way inventing is done in America. And I will talk to you tomorrow.